Welcome to That's Vegetarian. I am your host, Karen Buchel. Today we are going to make a gazpacho soup to help beat that hot weather. Gazpacho is traditionally from Spain, Portugal, and then made its way to Latin America. It is a great recipe because it requires no cooking, no baking. It is a cold temperature soup with acidity, which makes it perfect for this warm weather. There are a lot of ingredients in the gazpacho, so we'll just get mixing and talk about the ingredients then. We'll start with our red bell peppers. So we have one chopped red bell pepper. Use red, yellow, or orange because they're a little bit sweeter and you don't want the bitterness from the green bell peppers. I have a cucumber that has been chopped. I chopped 5 tomatoes, but I'm only going to put about half of that, maybe about 3 cups in here. We're going to save the remainder of them so we still have some chunks in the gazpacho. I prefer my gazpacho a little bit chunky, but you can puree it till it's all smooth. I have 1 red onion chopped, a half a cup of chopped celery. How finely you chop it is up to you based upon what you want the end result to be. I have 2/3 of a cup of cilantro, garlic, garlic clove chopped, and then we have some Anaheim peppers. You can see a little bit of the red in there, which means it's gotten a little bit sweeter. You can use jalapeno or serrano, whatever you want depending on the spiciness you want in your end result. We're going to gently mix. Just look at how beautiful these colors are, and you can just sense the crunchiness of it, and you can just smell the fresh cilantro. Using fresh herbs whenever possible is so highly recommended. Let's start pureeing. We're going to put the 14.5-ounce can of diced tomatoes. Once again, I said you could use whole tomatoes or fresh tomatoes, even a better choice. The tomatoes are pureed. It is a little bit foamy in there, which is why when they traditionally make the gazpacho, they'll use a mortar and pestle so it doesn't get all foamy as it will in a food processor and a blender, but I'm using a food processor. To this, we are now going to add the other vegetables that we mixed together. I'm going to add half of the mixture because, as I mentioned before, I like my gazpacho chunky. So I'm going to puree it in stages so we have various levels. And I am going to use the pulse function and pulse it about 5 times for about 3 to 5 seconds each. Now, I am going to add the remaining bit of the mixture. This is just such a fresh soup. I can't wait for you to try it. Let's take a look. Oh, it looks like a pico de gallo almost. It's nice and chunky. I'm going to do a little bit more to make it a little bit more pureed. That consistency works for me. We're going to transfer it back to the bowl and add the remaining ingredients. What's helpful to do, you can see a little bit of the liquid coming out. Hold the blade underneath with your finger, and what that'll do is when we go to pour it into the bowl, it'll prevent the blade from coming out and causing additional messes. And you notice the blade did not come out because I was holding the blade with my finger. Now, to add additional flavor and a little bit more consistency, I have the remainder of the fresh tomatoes. I have the 2 cups of tomato juice. If you're real adventurous, you'd make the tomato juice on your own with straining it, and my mom used to make it. Yeah. Haven't tried it myself. Tomatoes just aren't that flavorful. Have I said that before? We have the sal y pimienta, or just, you can use extra virgin olive oil. We have the white wine vinegar. You can also use red wine vinegar. And of course, we need some salt and pepper. my amazing pepper grinder. You're jealous, you want one too. And some fresh sea salt. You can just smell the tomatoes and the cucumbers and the cilantro, as well as the, believe it or not, the avocado oil. It's now time to set it in the fridge for a minimum of 2 hours and preferably overnight. Wow, can you believe 2 hours have passed and our gazpacho is ready. It is chilled and it just looks grand. We are going to serve it in this lovely margarita glass. We're going to garnish it with some cucumber slices. Put them inside. We have lime. You can even squirt a little bit of lime juice in there if you want. And last but not least, we have cilantro. And there is our nice gazpacho for a hot summer day, which it is today. Ready? Mmm. Crunchy and sweet and that's vegetarian.